स्टूडेंट्स, ध्यान देना प्यारे बच्चों. Now I am starting the online classes for class 9th. This is regarding the second chapter, motion in one dimension. Before discussing the motion in one dimension, these are certain topics which are to be discussed with you. First of all, we will discuss the physical quantities. What are physical quantities? See, the quantities which can be measured and that can describe any physical phenomena clearly, so that you can know the fact about that phenomenon. That is called physical quantity. So many physical quantities are there which are making several physical phenomena. You are hitting a ball, then the physical, this is also a phenomenon that you are hitting a ball. You are kicking a ball in the playground, either by your foot or by a bat. So many physical quantities are involved in this phenomenon. You have to apply the force. Force is a physical quantity. Then the ball changes its position with time and surrounding. It acquires speed in particular direction, means velocity, displacement. So many quantities are involved. So though they are physical quantities. So you can say the quantities which make a physical phenomena and that can be measured accurately with accurate instruments, they are called physical quantities. Now, according to their nature, according to the nature of the physical quantities, seeing their magnitudes, seeing their dimensions, we divide the physical quantities into two categories. And those two categories are scalar and vector. Scalar physical quantities and vector physical quantities. Now coming to the scalar physical quantities. Scalar physical quantities are those quantities which have only the magnitude. If you want to describe them, to explain their properties, then you have to see their amount, their magnitude. They are called scalar physical quantities. They have nothing to do with the direction. No need to mention direction when you are elaborating scalar physical quantities. For example, mass, length, time. These are some of the physical quantities which can be explained irrespective of direction. For example, if you take mass of a certain thing, suppose it is 2 kg at one place. Either that place is 20 degree due north, its value is 2 kg, the mass is 2 kg. If you bring that 2 kg mass to somewhere else, changing the direction, maybe 20 degree due south, its mass will remain same, its amount will remain same, its magnitude will remain as 2 kg itself. So this mass doesn't depend on direction, it depends only on magnitude. Similarly, length. Once the scientists they have decided the definition of 1 meter length, which you have also read in the first chapter. It is a distance between two scratches made on platinum iridium rod, which is kept in controlled atmosphere in Sivers in Paris. That 1 meter length, you keep it anywhere else in any country, its magnitude will not change with time and surrounding. Its definition will be same. This length has also nothing to do with direction. It has got the magnitude. Similarly, time. 20 seconds is the time of explosion. The same time of same bomb will be there in some another place. So time is also a scalar quantity. So now scalar physical quantities are over. Means they have got only magnitude and directions are not needed to elaborate them. Now, vector physical quantities. Vector physical quantities are those physical quantities which have magnitude as well as directions. If you want to define any vector quantity, then you have to state its magnitude as well as you have to represent its direction also. Then only it will be well defined. They are called vector physical quantities. For example, force, velocity, acceleration, all these quantities, others are also there, etc. They are vector physical quantities. Because in order, suppose if you take force, then you have to state that how much force, what amount of the force you have applied on the body. Then another question comes, on applying the proper amount of the force, the body will move, obviously, in which direction it will move. So this physical quantity, it depends on magnitude as well as direction. Velocity also depends on magnitude as well as direction. Acceleration, it also depends on, it can be explained by elaborating its magnitude and direction. All these are vector physical quantities. These are scalar. Scalar you can easily represent. Suppose you are bringing 10 kg mass, so you will simply write 10 kg. Suppose you are carrying a bicycle from your house to your school. The time taken is 2 hours. So you will simply write 2 hours. All these represent scalar physical quantities because 10, 2, they are the magnitudes. They have nothing to do with the direction. But how to represent the vector physical quantities? Because they have got a magnitude as well as direction. Suppose you have to represent force. You have applied a force of 10 Newton on a body, and the body displaces due east. So how you will represent this vector? A simple way. For magnitude you will choose a scale. And that scale will be 5 Newton representing 1 centimeter. So the 10 Newton will be represented by 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter. Now this 2 centimeter will represent 10 Newton. Means the magnitude of force which you have applied on the body. Now you have to mention the direction. So you will, with the help of a scale, you will draw a line, a straight line towards east. And on this straight line you will put a arrow. This arrow signifies the direction of the vector quantity force due east. And now with the help of scale on this line you will make a cut of 2 centimeter length. And suppose this much length from here to here, it is 2 centimeter. So A, B, and rest part you will rub. So this is the representation of a vector. It will represent, its length is, magnitude is 2 centimeter, which is equivalent to 10 Newton. And the vector physical quantity is force. So in this way you represent vector physical quantities. Means all the vector physical quantities, they are represented by a line segment having an arrow. That arrow represents its direction and the length of the line represents the magnitude. So this much is over for today itself. Next day we will discuss the scalar and vector representation is over here. Now the fourth point we will discuss, which is concept of motion. This we will discuss later on. Thank you. Go through it. You will enjoy.